with Let's Talk Sports fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another LTS show, baby. I am your host, Bodkins, and it is season 2 of the LTS show. That's right. We have hit our 1 year mark, and we are now entering season 2. We have renewed ourselves for season 2. We reflect on this past year. It's been an incredible run. It's been great. We've had a lot of laughs, enjoyed, we've hit all types of things. I mean, every sport possible. We've talked about it, I feel like. And we even had some draft specials with basketball and football draft specials. So now we are entering season 2. As I call it, premiere and is tonight's show. We took a week off and there's a lot to catch up into. I don't even know where to begin. Celtics clinch. They sweep the Pacers. And speaking of the Pacers, we'll bring in our Mr. First Down here in just a minute. His Pacers, Sam, I was going to give you an intro here. Nonetheless, year 2's kicking off with a break. His Pacers get swept. His quarterback has a sex tape. All things are going down for Mr. First Down. But right now we got Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas trying to close it out 31-18. But talk about everything. The Pacers losing, the Minnesota, the sex tape. We'll get more into the sex tape at the end of the show, I believe. Sam's wrote down some of his best read jokes, so can't wait to hear those. We'll talk a little bit of the football stuff as well, but go ahead and give it up. Go ahead now, Sam. You can bring yourself up. Give it up for our guy, Sam, Mr. First Down.
Sorry about that. Yeah, a little jump start there.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
I swear it never happens.
Yeah. It
Anyway.
happens to the best of us. It happens. To
Yeah.
the best
It's okay. All right, just give me a Red Bull in 10 minutes. I'll back in. All right. Anyway, how are you doing?
Sam? Good? Pacers got swept. I haven't talked to you really since then. I think the writing was on the wall once we knew Halliburton wasn't playing games 3 and 4.
Yeah. I think they knew that was not going to happen. So why risk him? Let him go into next season strong. I think. But you look at it, it's disappointing. Of course it is. It's very disappointing. But it was kind of like you said, right? That this team, the Celtics, had been through this before. This Pacers team hadn't, and they got in there and they got punched in the mouth and they got beat up and they got bullied. And it stinks to see, but hopefully those guys take this and learn from this. But, as somebody that's a first-time NBA watcher, the team I was rooting for made it to the, Eastern Conference Finals. And that's awesome. I'll take that. Hopefully and not only that, but a team that I don't think any of us had them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals by any means, but it was terrific. I was, it was fun to follow. Still don't like the NBA playoff rules, but I don't think anybody does. But hey, them's the berries, and hats off to Boston. They got it done.
Yeah, hats off to Boston. They got it done. And really, when Halliburton was playing, you had 2 close games. 2 close games there, and they, Boston pulled it out. You know what I mean? The Pacers absolutely collapsed in game 1. Game 2 was close, and then games 3 and 4, it was in, Boston handled business and got the sweep. And, now they await to see if it's going to be Dallas or Minnesota. Minnesota gets the win in game 4 to survive, but Dallas up pretty heavy right now. Speaking of Boston, this guy's all happy as get out. Live from Dansbury, Massachusetts nursing home. Keep the lights on for him, folks. Mr. Scott Cobe.
Keep the lights on for him because he's got to get his walker through. He can't see,
Scott, the Celtics did what they were supposed to do and won the Eastern Conference. We said that it was finals or bust for the most part for Boston in a pretty quick, easy route to the finals.
Before I start, you guys should know Alan is having me and Keith on the same show tomorrow night for a new show. So there's going to be a lot of drool, a lot of dribble cups.
What's the show called? Two old fucks and special needs guy?
Yes, basically. Welcome to Danbury, Massachusetts. We love to have you. We're going to show our retirement home and everything. It's called Rivalries Renewed, and he's having Yankees.
The bandwidth in that retirement home is going to be suffering, man.
It is definitely.
Is that the early bird? This got to be the early bird special, right?
Yes.
Especially Keith's got to go on it. Keith's got to do it early in the morning or midday. He's not staying up this late.
Keith, can I talk? Can I talk, Keith? You're just like Mr. Domino's.
You old crotchety bastard, you. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So Keith will be past his bedtime for sure.
That's right up to Keith's bedtime. That's right. I mean, Friday night he stays up a little late,
Oh my God! I hope he's not watching this.
Oh my goodness!
But anyway, without Porzingis, against Indiana, I thought they would at least drop a game, and they didn't. And I was shocked that they didn't. But as you alluded to, the Halliburton injury was a big thing for the Pacers, and their playmaking point guard was not there for them. And when Halliburton went down, the Pacers' chances kind of lessened during the game. So, kudos to the Celtics for taking care of it in 4 straight. Before I came on, Porzingis is ready to roll for the NBA Finals now. He's had 5 weeks.
I'm sure you and all of Boston really wants, Minnesota to win at least one more. The more rest, the better, especially for a guy like Porzingis.
I think so, but on the other hand, the Celtics going to be a little bit rusty, having 10 days between games.
I think game 1 you can use that as an excuse, but
Yeah, but I don't know if you can really, because they had a lot of time off between these Cavs and Pacers series. They had the Pacers beat New York in 7 and just came from New York to play in game 1, and the Celtics had 6 or 7 days off or something like that. So, getting Porzingis back is hugely important for the Celtics, especially against the Dallas big guys, where he can draw them out from the basket and allow Tatum and Brown to kind of drive to the basket. So I'm interested to see what Porzingis, how much he plays in the first 2 games.
And you get the Porzingis revenge games, right? Remember, it didn't work out for Porzingis in Dallas.
Porzingis and Kyrie against the Celtics, if that's the case, too. So he's going to get
Kyrie. It didn't work out in Boston for Kyrie either. And it's kind of the same.
If you remember, he announced at a special event at the Garden he would be back. And a week later, he left. So Celtics fans in the organization do not hold Kyrie in high regard. So this should be really interesting to see what games 1 and 2. Although no team has come back from 3-0, but if any team can do it, Minnesota's got a shot. If they win tonight, all pressure goes back to Dallas again.
They're down 19 right now. Well, to make it, pretty much a 20-point game. It's tough, and Minnesota's done it before. We saw it just in Game 7 a couple weeks ago. Before we bring in Mr. Cruz, Scott, who are we looking at gambling-wise, either on the finals or even in baseball? I know you're gambling on baseball.
So in terms of NBA Finals, I've started to look at the MVP and who you think is going to win the series. If you think Celtics going to win the series, you got to go with Jason Tatum for the MVP.
Brown won the conference finals MVP, though.
Jaylen Brown did, but I think Tatum is going to elevate his game a little bit more because of that fact. So I think you got to look at that. For Dallas' side, it's got to be Luka. If Dallas has any chance to win the series at all, Luka has got to come out and score 30 almost every game.
Everything
he has
I've
to do
read
it.
said they have to do it now. There's no joke. This isn't get them next year. No, you got to do it now.
I think for both teams, if Dallas does complete it, and I'm kind of with you on that, and we'll get back to that in just a little bit. But so anybody we're looking at baseball-wise, gamble on baseball-wise tomorrow, Scott?
I like the Tigers against the Red Sox tomorrow. I just think the Red Sox are about to hit this wall that they didn't hit the first 50 games. So I'm looking at them. I'm also looking at Sam's Guardians tomorrow. Betting on them too. The Guardians have been really, really good this year. They're what, 37-19 or something, Sam?
37-19. Very aggressive. Playing aggressive.
Yeah. Very aggressive. I think Jose Ramirez is playing on an MVP level right now for their offense.
It should also be known that Josh Naylor is doing great things too.
Yes, he is.
He's not getting enough credit. Because there'll be times Jose struggles and he'll just go out there and do it for him. It's like, don't worry, I got you. I'll take care of it.
Right.
It's fun to see. It's unexpected to see. I'm pretty sure I was whining and moaning about baseball season about to start, and then look at him now. Stephen Vogt's got him going, and
look at me now.
Look at me now.
Look at me now.
I'm making paper.
And then the other thing that starts tomorrow is college baseball regionals, and college baseball has become something that a lot of people watch. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at 3-leg parlays: Virginia, Texas A&M, and Arkansas in one; Florida State, Wake Forest, Oklahoma State in another. So I'm looking at those 3-team parlays. Those 6 teams are very, very good. Tennessee you could put in, but it's minus like 3,000 or something. So I don't think you're going to get any value from a minus 3,000 bet.
We don't say that name, Alan. It hurts my feelings. I'm triggered.
So Tennessee's playing North Carolina. This is where the better teams in college baseball start to show their mettle.
In the softball, I'd put a lot of money. I'm sure they're minus Oklahoma. They beat Duke today in the softball world.
Yeah, and I think because Oklahoma lost 2 games this year, I think they're going to be pissed off and going to take it out on everybody they play from here on in. So.
Yeah, they run rule Duke. I watched a little bit of that today on the old ESPN Plus. I'll
give you one more that you'll probably like before we bring Johnny in. And I think Caitlin Clark is starting to hit her stride now. I think that she's comfortable. She's ready to go. So I think any point prop that's around 19.5 to 22.5, I think you got to look at the over on it because I think she's ready to explode this year. So,
Bobby.
What's up, Bobby? She's definitely feeling it. The last few games, the team's not winning because the team stinks, but she's finally getting it going. But the news today came out this morning. Everybody, this is contracts time, right, in the NFL, like extension time. We know a couple guys are waiting on their contract. Justin Jefferson waiting. It seems like they're CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson waiting on who's going to get theirs first, and then the guy's going to go top of it. Jamar Chase is waiting for his new contract. T. Higgins is waiting for his contract. But a guy who got his contract today is none other than Jalen Waddle, who got the 3-year, $84 million, $76 million guaranteed. Help us talk about it today is none other than Mr. Yankee Finn himself, who's got to be liking this contract, but no contract for Tua. Weird. Is none other than Johnny Cruz. Johnny,
what's going on, gentlemen? Happy to be here with everybody. The Hall of Famers back and the whole shit. So yeah, it's good to be here.
No, I'm excited. Here too, Johnny. And I'm here too.
What shit here, Sam? You got, you know what I'm saying? You're a staple of the show.
Okay, all right, we're enemies today. I got you. We're enemies today.
I love the contract. I've been banging on the table for them to go ahead and get this over with for months now. He's somebody that you definitely want to keep in a Dolphin, jersey for his whole career if you can make it happen. I think we even talked about it a few months ago. I made the comment about I think depending on how the season goes, there's a chance Tyreek Hill won't be on the team next year. So you need to go ahead and take care of Waddle now. Everybody's worried about Tua. That'll figure itself out. But I'm glad they got Waddle done when they did to give him that extension there. They're real high on the Malik Washington kid that fell to the 6th round. So he's somebody that they're hoping to develop so that if they do lose Tyreek, you got Waddle at 1. This kid can develop into hopefully a 2. And then don't be surprised if they don't try to, finagle a way to get OBJ to stay for another year or 2 on a very manageable contract, depending on the type of season he has. But
OBJ don't have nothing left in the tank, Johnny, already.
Yes, he does. Yeah. And you're not asking him to be at number 1. You know what I'm saying? You're asking him to be a number 3, which is what he's going to be this year.
You just said that you're asking him to stick around for another year or two.
Get your
but not for a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, as that vet number 3 guy, I think he's a good match. You know what I'm saying? I think he can help continue Waddle's development. Plus, like I said, Malik Washington. I'm just saying, as opposed to the money that they would spend on Tyreek. This is the last year of guaranteed money. Next year, it's like $48 million. So they're not gonna pay him that. And there's already rumblings that he may be asking them for extension already because Waddle just got his. Like he's just. I'm glad they got Tyreek Hill. It's been a fun 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying, with him, but there's always something with homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, can you please can we not hear from you until the season starts? And you know what I'm saying, don't beat up anybody at the marina or nothing like you know what I'm saying.
Well, chill, bro. You gotta take care of his 950 kids that he has around the
well,
country.
I mean, he's already made like over $100 million, bro. You're good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Johnny, he's got to pay $100 million in child support.
You got to start working on that. You got to work on that pullout game. You know what I'm saying? You got to refine that pullout game a little better.
2 questions on the Waddle contract. Number 1, is this a sign that Tyreek is probably done?
Yeah. That's what I was just mentioning. I like the fact that you pay attention to what I say. But yeah,
I do. But what I'm saying is there any chance?
No. I said I would not be surprised, depending on how the season goes. If they were to somehow bring us a title, then I think they may try to extend him unless he asks for crazy money. But if they go one and done again in the playoffs, or God forbid they don't make the playoffs, I think he's gone. I think he's gone after this season. Like I said, this is the last year of his guaranteed money. Next year it hits like $48 million or something like that, which obviously they would have to redo his contract anyway. But I think they would love to move on from him. They're real high on the Malik Washington kid that they drafted in the 6th round out of Virginia. So I would not be surprised at all if this is the last year for Tyreek Hill in Miami. So.
Johnny, do you think Tyreek sticks to his stance of he's retiring after this year? Or do you think that was just talk a couple of years ago?
No, that's bullshit.
I mean, I think it was just talk. I mean, if somebody's going to give him, I mean, the thing is that with the way these wide receiver contracts are getting insane, I mean, Waddle's, averaging it's going to be around $25 million. I think 76 of it is guaranteed or something like that.
That's crazy.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up?
I think it's going to get to a point, and then the thing is that he's always going to want to be the top guy paid.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So
I do have a question for Nick and Johnny because they weren't here. Scott, we read the same article about the wide receiver money or whatnot. Yep. It's getting a tad out of control.
A tad? It's insane, bro.
We're talking.
So there's 3 people, real quick, Sam. There's 3 people who after Waddle just signed that deal, Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb.
Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, CeeDee.
Justin Jefferson.
AJ got his extension.
They're all 3 up due for an extention.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, AJ Brown got some kind of.
Yeah, he's
good. But yeah, and I think that's why they haven't gotten their money yet, because I think they want to top Tyreek's 31 or whatever the hell.
Justin Jefferson and CD are playing this like a chess game together, even though they're not on the same team. I'm not going to sign my deal until he signs his deal because I'm going to be the highest paid guy.
Right. So if I'm Minnesota or Dallas, I don't do it, bro. I slap the franchise tag on them, and I like Justin Jefferson, but do we really expect Minnesota to
you got to pay if you're Minnesota. Justin Jefferson.
If you're Minnesota, you kind of got to.
Right.
Dallas, that. I mean, they'll never blow it up, but you're gonna pay CeeDee Lamb $33 million, pay Dak $50. All right, let me ask half the cap is on 2 guys.
That's not going to get it done because these receivers, these 3 guys that you guys mentioned, are going to look at Waddle's contract and say, "I'm much better than him." Look at his
Sam,
stats.
go ahead and ask your question real quick.
$45 million is going to be what it takes to get these guys in.
You guys were kind of already answering it, but that was what the article was really about. It's starting to eat up a lot of cap space. And
Let me ask you guys this: so a guy that I think is similar to Waddle is T. Higgins. Is he looking? Because to me, Chase and Jeff and even Lamb, they're their own tier. That's like tier one of the wide receivers. But T. Higgins and Waddle, I believe they might even been in the same draft class.
T. Higgins was a year before Waddle was actually the Chase draft.
Okay. So, but Waddle and Higgins are very similar, right? Like they're kind of the number 2 guy on the team.
Yeah.
Are you paying? Would you rather pay Higgins that type of money? And are the Bengals are probably like, there's no way we can pay him that money because we're about to pay Jamar Chase X amount of money.
So in the Higgins case, this is what I'll say. Waddle has been number 1 wide receiver before.
Right.
So he is shown as a number 1 wide receiver. Right. T. Higgins has never, ever been a number 1 wide receiver, I don't think.
Yeah, right.
Chase has always been there with him, basically. So teams won't know what they're getting with Higgins if they make him the number 1 wide receiver. With Waddle, if he was out there, was Waddle and Higgins, I think teams would gravitate toward Waddle first before they went to Higgins. Because
Waddle has that explosive element to him to where he can score at any point in time, anywhere on the field. That's what I'm saying. CD, Justin, and Jamar, they all want more than what Tyreek. Like, they want more than Tyreek's 31 and whatever change that he's making, and like that's an insane number for a wide receiver. Now Tyreek Hill is. I mean, even though he's older than all 3 of those guys, he's still that special playmaking wide receiver.
Still kills.
Speed still kills. Dude, and his quickness is insane. So I understand him getting $31 million, but I mean, Jamar Chase would probably be the main one out of the other ones. And I love Justin Jefferson, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess if you're Minnesota, you have to because you got a rookie quarterback now, so you ain't wasting no money.
You can pay him.
Right.
You can pay because you're paying McCarthy. You're going to pay JJ a rookie salary.
Dallas and Cincinnati don't have that luxury.
And here's what I think with the Higgins and Waddle thing. Higgins excels only against zone coverage. Does not excel that much against man-to-man. So T. Higgins. T. Higgins does not excel against man-to-man coverage. He's a zone killer wide receiver.
Yeah, so he's more of a 50-50 type guy. He's not a separation type receiver.
He's not.
I don't
think teams will pay him big dollars.
I'll jump people and stuff.
I don't think he's going to make what Waddle makes. I think he's going to find when he goes out in free agency that the contracts that he thinks he's going to get are not going to be out there for him.
Right. I don't know what the Bengals have offered him.
Not in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, definitely not.
I think
somebody will give him 20, 24, 20. I mean, that's like the going rate now. It's 25.
Yeah, I know the team that I support will probably give him a huge contract if he's out in free agency.
If what is it, Zay Jones a couple years ago? Didn't he get the huge deal?
He got a huge deal. Yeah, Devontae Smith got paid a huge amount of money.
The time the article was written, Alan, AJ Brown was the highest.
Right. So AJ Brown. Okay. So AJ Brown topped Tyreek's 31. He's making 32.
But it's like they're saying it is causing an imbalance. Like it's becoming
insane, bro. It's insane.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, and Alan's in the comments, and so he can chime in as well. He's the Cowboys fan, so we'll get to our obligatory Cowboy talk.
And our contract negotiated Cowboy talk.
Yes,
I was about to say, did you just hear that ping in the corner?
But to me, yes. Justin Jefferson may make $50 million a year.
Cool.
Nah, bro. Nah, stop.
Yeah.
Pretty close to it. Pretty close to it.
Probably right. Probably. And the Vikings can do that as long as McCarthy's on this rookie deal.
Every other owner in the league is gonna hate on Minnesota if they do some shit like that. Giving a wide receiver quarterback money, because that's quarterback money, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well, the cap's only going to go up. The cap's only going to go up. Here's my question. Dallas is in a spot where they can't afford to pay everybody. They can't afford to pay Dak. They can't afford to pay Micah Parsons, and they can't afford to pay CeeDee Lamb. Which one of those three guys are you paying? Are you paying Micah, Dak, or CD?
CD.
I'm paying Micah Parsons.
I'm paying Micah Parsons, bro. I'm paying Micah Parsons because it's going to be $10 million or so less than at least CeeDee Lamb, and he's a game changer on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, he needs to do a little better against the run, but you know what I'm saying, the pressure that he puts on the quarterback, you get a couple other defensive linemen that are actually good to go along with him, and he can wreak havoc on the defensive side of the ball. CD needs somebody to throw him the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I would, and I'm not. I've already made it felt how I feel about Dak, but I would go with Parsons, bro. I would give Parsons the money before.
You guys honestly think they can get Dak under $55 million in the contract next time?
I don't know. Probably not. They're going to blow this whole thing up because it's going to go south. I mean, McCarthy is he's a lame duck coach right now. He's on his final coaching contract. And I read somewhere is like the reason he kind of got to keep his job is that Jerry doesn't like to pay guys not to play or to coach for him. So it's like, well, we'll just let him ride out his contract because I ain't paying two of these guys next year, so I'm only going to pay one. And I honestly think I already kept.
I honestly
think they'll go after Bill next year.
He's blowing it up without coming out and saying he's blowing it up because he didn't go after a running back. So I think he's already saying I'm blowing it up.
Just because they didn't go for a running back?
I think it's the start of it. I think it's the start of it. I think after this season, I think you're going to see two of the three guys gone out of Dallas, whether it be Dak and CD, Dak or Parsons or CD. You're going to see two of the three gone completely.
I think so too, and I think the reason I say Micah Parsons is I know CD's a good wide receiver, but I feel like you could always find good wide receivers. I mean, look at Puka Nacua in the 6th round. Right. You know, you could draft a young wide receiver and develop him. There's not Micah Parsons just walking around. You know what I mean? That's why. Sam, you didn't really give an answer. What's your thought?
Oh, I apologize. I want to say CD because it's more of an offensive-minded league now, but I'm going to lean Parsons too. I think that defense runs through him pretty much. I think it's got to be Parsons.
It'll be interesting. They got a new DC this year as well, so but they already paid Diggs. They kind of have to pay Parsons or one of these, or Dak or CD.
I'll give you another question.
A million times, right? We exactly trouble, blow it up.
I'll give you another question with Dallas. Is McCarthy's going to be gone too? I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a lame duck coach.
Yeah. So not only
but he's already got a perfect predecessor in Zimmer, like Alan just mentioned there, and I think Zimmer is going to feature Micah Allen. You know what I'm saying? Zimmer's a great defensive mind. He's going to find a way to give Micah some situations where put him in a good position to be able to pressure the quarterback and make some plays there. Zimmer's a really good defensive mind.
Why wouldn't you showcase Micah?
Right.
Why would you not do that for that defense? Right. That secondary is not going to be as good as they've been the last 2 or 3 years.
No, and I like Diggs, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, he had a bunch of interceptions a couple years ago, but he got burnt a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now he's coming off
he's coming off the injury too, ACL towards ACL.
So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need that pass rush to go.
You asked whether they would go after Bill Belichick after, McCarthy is gone after this year. I don't think so because
it's not a Jerry move.
Well, it is a Jerry move, but
not now.
Not to give full power.
Not at 134 years old.
I personally think we've seen Bill Belichick coach his last game in the NFL.
Wow. I kind of think so too, unless Big Blue calls him next year. So something happens to the Giants and they get rid of Dable, which I don't think they should. But you know what I'm saying, if that Giants job comes open. Yeah, Bill Belichick will run over there, bro.
Quick. Yeah, I think so too.
Yep, I think if they gave him a 3-year, $32 million contract, where he has say on the personnel on the field, I think Belichick would jump at that and say, "Sign me up." Don't forget, he's 74 years old. He's gonna be 74.
Right.
I don't know how many owners want
What's
to
your
take a
excuse,
chance.
Scott? You're hanging out in the nursing home playing checkers with Keith, and
We've created a Bill Belichick room, but he has not taken us up on the
obviously, Scott. Nick hasn't checked the schedule he sent us. It's shuffleboard today. Very insensitive.
You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Twister. Make it Twister.
I don't think so.
Oh.
So many hips. So many
I was
hips.
about to say Twister. I was about to say I can hear those hips snapping right now, boy. Jeez.
You should
I
hear
don't
the
think-
crack of the bones and everything else.
Bo, we've already talked about the whole Sanders thing to Dallas before. I think Nick was about to touch
Dion's
on
not
that.
going.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But-
Dion said he's not going anywhere. He said in an interview, he said, fathers don't follow their sons. You know what I mean? So he ain't gonna follow his sons. He's gonna say, "See you later."
Do you believe it?
Colorado.
Do you believe him?
I do.
Yeah,
I think within the next 5 years, I think Dion will be out of coaching completely. I don't think he's gonna. He's already tired of Colorado. I think, to be honest with you, I think.
So then wouldn't that make it seem like more of a possibility? He goes if Jerry gives him enough money, he'll go.
Could you see him being like more of a consultant than an on-field coach with Dallas? If that's where Shador goes, I could see that. I don't think he wants to coach NFL.
I don't think Dallas is going to be bad enough
so
to be able to draft him anyway. To be quite honest, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Dallas
Where
is
do
going
we
to be
think Shador's going next year? What top 10? Is that what we think?
Yeah, there's people that
did you see how many quarterbacks went top 12 this year? 6.
No, I know that.
Quarterbacks in
I know
top 12. I mean,
I know
unless he completely sucks this year, he's going to be a top 5, top 10 pick.
Yeah, Scott said this year he would have been a top 10 pick. They loved him just as much as if they loved Caleb, if not more. Some of them loved him more.
Well, my other question is: does Carolina start over if Bryce Young has another crap year?
They don't have a choice. They got nothing.
With that owner, bro, you God only knows, bro. With that owner,
That's what I'm saying. They're going to have the number 1 pick next year, number 1 or number 2, because my Patriots are going to be right there with them.
Honestly,
Carlos
God,
is probably right.
I could really look at like a lot of football teams going, "Hey, I understand why you did this or whatever." Don't even get me started on Carolina. That team's a fucking paradox. I mean,
they should just light a match, throw a match in it, and just light the whole facility on fire.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like go into the wilderness for a little while, then come back.
Right. Right. And what's sad is that they had built a nice young defense. You know what I'm saying? They had put some pieces together, and then that owner, you know what I'm saying? He Frank Wright wanted CJ Stroud, but the owner always, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they should never brought in Frank Wright to begin with. They should. Wilkes.
I'm just saying.
I
agree with you. I agree,
Nick.
But if that's the coach you're gonna hire, like let him pick the freaking quarterback, bro. Like for the owner to basically, you know what I'm saying, say no and go with Bryce Young. Now look at you, bro. Now,
Carlos, I don't know about that about the Jets. I think the Jets are gonna. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they'll finish in the top.
If Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
the Jets are going to finish 1 or 2 in the division. Buffalo's taking a real big step back this year, and the Patriots are the Patriots, obviously. But it's down to Miami and the Jets for the division. That's what I think right now.
Yeah, if Aaron's healthy, I agree with that.
I think Buffalo's going to be better than.
I
really do.
It's going to be a battle between the three of them.
What color do you think Caleb Nails will be for the first episode of Hard Knocks? That's my question.
Buffalo is the 5th favorite to win the Super Bowl this year.
They still have Josh Allen, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Dalton Kincaid and
they got 2 really good tight ends. They got some good running backs. The offensive line, they just redid his offensive line. I think that's for the point.
Alan wants to know thoughts on Bears on the Hard Knocks. I mean, I think everybody thought they would get it because everybody's interested in Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm. So I think everybody's happy about it except for Bears fans.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, for real.
Yeah, I don't think Eberflus is the type of guy that will play up for the cameras. To be honest with you, he's not. It doesn't seem like the type of coach is going to play up for the cameras. Where the other coaches kind of did. I don't think Eberflus is gonna.
I'm a little surprised he survived this year. You know.
I hear you on this, but if he is healthy and he's 80% of what he was a couple years ago, that's still Aaron freaking Rodgers, bro.
Still
and he's got plenty of weapons there. So
and everybody is sleeping on Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to be a stud this year,
and he's another year
and they
removed
got
from the
their
injury.
wide receivers. The receivers that they went, Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy, they still got Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson,
they got some. They got a team. So
they're going to be in the playoffs. The Jets are going to the playoffs as long as Rodgers can stay healthy. They're going to get in the playoffs. That defense is still pretty nasty. You can't.
The only thing with the Jets is injuries, which is it's like that for every team. But they got a 40-year-old quarterback. They picked up Smith from Dallas, who's been hurt a lot. To play left tackle. So there's a lot of
They also drafted a tackle. They drafted one of the tackles. So
they got some key guys that have injury history. But if the Jets stay healthy.
Carlos, how great can you be at 35? Ask Tom fucking Brady. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at 40 years old.
I'm sorry, didn't Aaron Rodgers win an MVP at 35?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, and 36 possibly, or it was 34 and 35. So, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. That's still Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Yeah, Carlos, I don't think so. I think Breece Hall is going to be a top 5 running back this year. I really believe it. The second year back from the ACL injury is always the best year out of these guys.
And he came out of the gates like just killing it, bro. He's nice, bro.
Yep.
Breece Hall is a problem, bro.
The only thing with the Jets is we're going to get tired of them after week 5 because they're on prime time like every other week. Every other week.
Yeah.
I'm tired of them already, and the season hasn't even started.
I want to before we get into last couple minutes here, this top of the hour, and before we get into our baseball power rankings here, focus on the basketball here. Back on the Western Conference, Dallas is up damn near 30 here. It looks like it's going to be Dallas versus Boston. How we feel just looking at this matchup? I mean, me and Scott, we talked about it a little bit. We have the Kyrie revenge, and then we have Porzingis revenge as well. These two teams to match up earlier. Sam kind of said it. He said everybody's saying it has to be now. That's right, because they're going to pay Luka the super duper max. He's about to be the highest paid player in the league because he's finished all NBA, top 3 in the MVP, and is about to take this team to the NBA Finals. And just looking at the matchup itself, what's your thoughts, Johnny, right away?
Well, I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago that I thought whoever came out of the West was going to beat Boston anyway. And I picked Dallas because of Luka and Kyrie and the way they were playing. And again, I mentioned it at the trade deadline when they got PJ Washington and they got the Gafford kid out of Washington. That's the size that they needed to help defensively and rebounding. And PJ can hit some 3-pointers from the corner. So I think that's what they needed. I don't agree, though, about it's now or never for Dallas, though. Yes, they are going to pay Luka the super max or whatever it is, but they've got some good young pieces there that they can keep with him. I think Kyrie, especially with the no state tax, and he likes being say he's perfect for that Robin role. So I think he'll agree to stay there on not on a cheap contract, but on a relatively good contract. He'll stay with Luka, especially if they win a title. But I think he'll stay there with Luka. And when you have two closers like that, you have a chance to beat anybody. And I love, I love Jason Tatum, and I like the Boston team. Their starting 5 is the best starting 5 in basketball. But I'm gonna take Luka and Kyrie at the end of a ball game over Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry, I trust them more. Like Jason Tatum,
you don't got to give us the pick yet. You don't have to tell us the pick yet.
Right. Okay. All right. So I won't tell you pick. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good matchup. The best team all season in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Did what they had to do. handled Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Which shout out to Sam for for picking Indiana. That's a fun team to watch, bro. They score a lot of points, and you got a good young star there.
They got to learn
to watch for a while.
That's
you got to take your bumps before you get up to before you get up to the finals and stuff. So, but they got far. They had a nice run, but it should be a fun series. And yeah, Dallas is just beating they're not only beating down on Minnesota, but they're playing great defense against Minnesota, bro. And that's the thing that Dallas didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Carlos is 100% right, though. Kyrie is a wizard with the basket. There's not too many guys that ever played the game of basketball that can have the handles of Kyrie. I mean, I would say 99.9% guys off the dribble. Scott, I'm going to throw it to you. Obviously, we know you're going for the Celtics, but it seems like it's going to be C's and Mavs. Thoughts on the Mavericks matchup?
So I think that Drew Holiday can kind of keep Kyrie under wraps a little bit because I think Drew Holiday on defense is that type of guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying keep him to 10 points a game. I'm saying he probably can keep him somewhere in the 15 to 18 point range a game because Drew Holiday is just that type of guy. Yeah. And it's why the Celtics got him for situations like this. That's number one. Number two is that my question will be, how do the Mavericks younger guys handle the finals? If they handle the finals fine, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, those guys like that, then I think Dallas is in pretty good shape. But I think if those guys don't have the types of games that they've had in the playoffs so far, I think asking Luka and Kyrie to score 80 points basically every game, because that's what they're going to need, is really a tall task to ask them against the Celtics. So I think those situations, I think Eric Lively, the other thing is, how is he going to be? He's injured right now. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but how is he going to be coming back? He's a really big piece for the Mavericks.
He's playing. He's playing today.
He's playing tonight. Okay, so he's back.
Yeah.
But I think what Porzingis can do coming back for the Celtics is he can pull the bigs away from the basket and allow the Celtics, who are a 3-point shooting team, to be able to get to the basket a lot easier than they would if Porzingis was not here. So that's a huge key for the Celtics is what do they do with Porzingis? So
I do think, Scott, you're kind of and Johnny, you said it too. The C's are the deeper team. But man, it's just Luka and Kyrie right now. And the world owes, and maybe we all do, owes a damn apology to Kyrie Irving. That man was ridiculed and every day on ESPN during the season, 2020, about not getting his vaccination, about, being a bad teammate, and just was shit on, just literally shit on national television almost every day for the better part of a year. And now he went, and I said this a couple weeks ago. I said going to Dallas was the perfect fit because it's not in New York. It's not in the it's not really national media. Luka, he gets the second role, the second fiddle to Luka, has done well. Has gone about his business. He's been about it. And it's like he's back in Cleveland almost, where you're just like, man, the kid. And there's nothing else. A lot of people, and I don't want to get political about the vaccination, but a lot of people didn't get the vaccination, didn't have to get the vaccination. That's Kyrie's personal right. Choice. It's personal choice. And, but the national media, Stephen A. Smith wanted to continue to bash this young kid every day for not getting it done. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you guys agree. If he had made this decision and he was playing in Dallas or Cleveland, it would not have been that big of a story. But because
I do agree.
In Brooklyn, he was in Brooklyn, it became
with KD, yeah,
and with Kevin Durant too.
It was the New York policy about the vaccination too. Like he could have played, he could have played in any other team. I think outside of any team like Toronto, Canada. Or just like the New York area, he could have played the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't just missing games for the COVID thing. Like he had issue with, you know what I'm saying, when there was the stuff going on with the Black Lives Matter stuff too.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's out of a box type thinking type of dude. So I get that. Some of the stuff he did deserve some of it, but he didn't deserve as much as he got. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a bit overboard. And the fact still remained that on the court, I'm with you, Nick. His ball handling and his finishing ability at the rim is one of the best I've ever seen. So the skill was still there. I think he did need to get out of the New York market and go somewhere like a Dallas, because he's the perfect running mate for somebody else. Like we talked about it, you know what I'm saying? You know how much it reminds. Luka, like the way LeBron plays, so Kyrie can play off of him perfectly. He's a little older now, you know what I'm saying, like that. So I think it's a perfect situation for him in Dallas. He deserved some of the shit he got. He didn't deserve all of the shit that he got, but he definitely, you know what I'm saying, he definitely brought a lot of that on himself too. But there's no denying how good he is as a ball player, and I love. At first, I was worried about how it would work with him and Luka, you know what I'm saying, because it seemed like he was at the point in his career where he wanted to be that dude. But he realized, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let this young kid be the man. I'll play off of him, and you know what I'm saying, it's got to be fun playing with Luka too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. Yeah. Like Carl said, he demands a double team. He's a great passer. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to be having a blast playing him.
To Alan's last point, the four of us have done more than Ben Simmons. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That is true.
It's just that way. Ben Simmons has been a bust. We've done more than Ben Simmons on the basketball court. We haven't even played an NBA minute yet. So
amen to that. Real quick, we'll go ahead and we're going to get to Sam's section here before we get to the Luka is the man. That kid is special. Sam, we'll start with you. Who wins, Celtics or Mavs?
I'm sorry, Scott. I'm going to pick the Mavs here. I'm just so bitter and angry. No. I just think the Mavs have an edge to them that Boston doesn't have. But I'll tell you this: if Boston gets them to play their game, they'll win it. But you have to make them play your game, and I don't know if you can do that. So,
Scott,
I think over the NBA history, it's taken teams years to get to this point that the Celtics are at now. I think Celtics win in 7. I think it's their time. But I do think.
I mean, usually, right? Like, and to your point, that's kind of what when people beat the Nuggets are like, well, you guys aren't really supposed to. You're supposed to go through some hardships. You don't do what the Mavs are doing. You usually got to go through some losses, like you said. And the Celtics have been through those thumps and losses. So,
I mean, look at Jordan's Bulls. They had to go through the Pistons and the Celtics. Kobe's Lakers had to go through the West before they could get there. The Celtics have year after year been in the Eastern Conference Final. I think it's just their time. I just think it is. So
we're in the finals a couple years ago. What, 3 years ago? 2 years ago against
they should have won that
Golden State.
They should have won that series. They blew that. So
they definitely have their chance. Don't think that I'm just like leaving them out and would die. They definitely.
No, I know you're not. Yeah.
No, it's I'm going Dallas. I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series. I think it is going to be a good series. I think Porzingis is a big key to this. I think him playing, like you said, Scott, it just opens up the court for the better. But I think the other thing is if Jason Tatum is aggressive and doesn't just shoot threes all day, because who's guarding him? You know what I'm saying? If he's aggressive and going to the basket more often, kind of like he did in the last couple games against Indiana. Like he started going to the basket a lot more in those last couple games. If he's aggressive like that, which I wish I saw more from him, I would have more confidence in Boston. But I just don't see him doing that enough. And I get you with the having to go through those hardships to but let's not forget, Luka was in the conference finals just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Luka has been through his stuff too. He's got somebody with championship pedigree next to him, and Kyrie. Jason Kidd is a championship player, not a coach, but he's got some. So I just and again, those two bigs that they got, PJ Washington and Gafford, I like what they're doing. Lively's playing well. Like they not only are they playing good offense right now against Minnesota, but they are locking them down on defense. So if you actually get some type of effort from Luka and Kyrie on the defensive side of the ball, like that team they're long. They got a good squad there. And like I said, if it comes down to the last shot, I'm gonna go with Luka and Kyrie over Tatum and Brown. So, but I think it's gonna be a long series. I hope it's a long series. And I say Dallas in 6 or 7.
Before Nick goes,
does anybody hold on? Does anybody yell this like Top Gun Maverick? However they say it.
Before Nick goes, it's the hot team in the Mavericks against the team that's been good all year long in the Celtics. Which wins out? The hot team right now or the team that's been good all year long? That's the whole thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, Alan's right. Mavericks and Stars in conference finals. Rangers won the World. We're in the World Series, or won the World Series, I guess.
Shut up, Alan. Feed us tomorrow night.
City of Dallas is. Hey, but they still got the Cowboys and they stay.
Don't let them bring you down, Alan. You're a good man. They're just words, Alan.
I kind of said, I think if Denver would have beaten the Mavericks, but I just felt like the Wolves matched up so well and they beat the Nuggets, and then that kind of paved the way. Mavs here, and Scott said it right. Like I get it all. You kind of got to take through the lumps. Who's the hot? The Mavs are the hottest team. Celtics really been the best team all year. You look at the coaching. I kind of lean towards Jason Kidd over, Missoula. Or is that right?
Yep.
And then you look at the lineups. I think the Celtics are a little deeper team, and they got really 4 special players. I mean, 4 of the best playing on earth to play the game of basketball. Luka and Kyrie, Jalen, and Jaden Tatum and Brown, and so you look at those, and it's like who out of these 4 are really the real ultimate special player. There's really good players, and then there's like 1 or 2 very special players, and I think that's Luka Doncic right now. This might be and so I'm gonna hammer home the Mavs, and I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna say Mavs in 7. I think it goes 7, and in the Garden because Boston will have home court advantage. I believe. So.
Yeah.
I will readily admit Luka is the best player in this series, in my mind. No doubt about it. Luka's the best player in the series.
How many times does usually the best player lose the series? You know what I mean? The best. That's the thing.
I mean, to me, the X factor is Derek White. If he scores 20 a game the whole series, Celtics are in really good shape, I think.
Yeah, I think
usually how it goes. Best player in the series, just like I'm new, so does that usually how
usually the best player's team in the series has a clear advantage over the other team, but because the Celtics have been here before and they're so deep and they have so many guys that can step in and play the lead role. That it clouds who you pick in the series.
I think for the Celtics, the X factor is Porzingis and Derek White, and then I think it's Washington. Can he be that third scorer? For them. You know what I mean? If he puts up 20, Luka and Kyrie put up 30 or so. You know what I mean? Like that's
right.
So
I don't think that Alan to that point. I don't think there's going to be a blowout in the series in any game. I think they're going to be 7 close games.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing, though.
We're not to the Will Levis judge, Nick. Hold on.
But that's the thing, though, is that Boston hasn't had that many close games. They did have a few close games with Indiana, but for the most part, I mean, I think they averaged the most blowouts this season. I don't know, they beat how many teams by 20 or 30 points.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that crunch time and those last couple minutes, and you got to make a stop, I trust them to possibly make a stop, even though Dallas is as good as they are. But like, who are you gonna trust with the ball in their hands? Who do you want? Do you want Tatum with it, or do you want Brown with it? I'm asking you, Scott.
Tatum for sure. Right. I don't want Jalen with the ball in a big situation. He has not proved to me over his career that he's. I know he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I get that.
He did it game one.
He has not proved to me that he can be a big time player in big game situations.
See, so right there, you just cut out one of your big two.
Right.
And I would trust either one of the Dallas guys with the ball in their hands.
No doubt.
That's why I would lean that way. You know what I'm saying? But Porzingis if Porzingis is healthy and he can average 20 easy. So
no doubt.
It's gonna be fun, man. I just hope everybody stays healthy and is healthy, and you know what I'm saying. I do want to see close games. You know what I'm saying. I want to see some battles.
Right.
And on a real quick before we move on, a hockey note. I want to see Connor McDavid in a damn Stanley Cup final. So can the Edmonton Oilers please win Edmonton so that the world can see this kid because he's phenomenal, man.
He is.
So I want to see him on the biggest stage.
I've been tuning in. Yeah.
I mean, I really could care less as far as the East. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my New York ties say Rangers, but I really don't care. I'm a Lightning fan. And my boys, you know what I'm saying, are both, the guys that I do the Dolphins show, they're both Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers are nasty too, bro. But I don't care. I just want to see Connor McDavid on the stage playing for a Stanley Cup final. Anyway,
John,
that's a little nugget. There goes the check mark for NHL talk.
Tanner said that if the Oilers make the Stanley Cup final, he will send you to Edmonton for Game 3. So
shit, I would go. I would go, and I may not come back.
Introduce a new segment. It's called in case you missed it or other heads with Mr. First Down. Save the jokes for the very end. The Mayo jokes there. But real quick, has anybody, any player or any person ever retired and the whole world rejoiced when Angel Hernandez retired? The whole world rejoiced and said, "Thank fucking God, this guy's out of here."
Listen, Joe West said he did a great job umpiring.
Yeah, Joe West is the only person that's got worse vision than Angel Hernandez.
And Aaron Boone even defended him, which is really weird. So
we talked about this on the baseball show last night. For no umpires to come out and say "good luck in your retirement" or whatever, that tells you all you need to know about.
Not one person.
So from what I had heard, like the other umpires loved him. Like he defended the umpires. Like he always had their back in their negotiations with MLB and stuff like that. He always backed the umpires. He was just horrible at his job. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think MLB slipped him a nice fat settlement check and said, "Yo, bro, just keep it moving, bro. Just move on. Here's a fat check. Go retire." Because how do you just retire in May?
Johnny, you know I saw Heel for the Yankees throw pitches down the middle and him call balls. Down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
One of those
spots. He was horrible, bro. He was horrible.
It's crazy.
He was horrible.
It's crazy.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead. What's some sports news that we?
Well, I've got 5 stories for you, and I'll ask you everybody's opinions on it. So we'll go ahead and start with Angel Hernandez. Reports say Hernandez and Major League Baseball reached a financial settlement. Talk about some hush money for the 62-year-old to hang it up during the season. Aaron Boone said that retiring umpire Angel Hernandez has wrongly been the poster child to be a punching bag for officiating, and saying, "I know." We already gave our opinion
on that one. We already gave our opinion on that one.
Well, my question is, is there any positive at all? Like, is there? Because
the positive.
We don't have an umpire. We don't have to watch him umpire no more.
All right. Weak first pitch, but you guys kind of submarined me before I got there.
Well, Aaron Boone was drunk when he said that, so just so you know.
Aaron Boone sometimes is just too nice, man. Just keep it moving.
Yeah. Our next story, ESPN Bet reports that since the news of Acuna's injury was confirmed, Atlanta has moved from plus 475 to plus 650 to win the World Series. Currently 4th behind the Los Angeles Dodgers, New York Yankees, and Philadelphia Phillies. Do you think that's a fair drop?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's the reigning MVP.
I just don't think they win.
I hear you. You guys are big betting people. I didn't know if you guys had a different number or what.
I would not touch him right now.
Okay. The members of the NFLPA's executive board have been working on a proposal that would call for the start of the offseason program to be pushed back from mid-April to either late June or early July. The goal centers on the desire for players to have a longer offseason initial recovery window. Then players would return to team facilities to begin training and then ramp back up gradually to roll into training camp in late July. Do you guys think the NFL is going to let this happen?
Yes, here's the thing.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Scott, right here. Is like when they go to a bargain, the players are going to say, hey, we want – it's not going to cost the NFL things. You want that? You're going to play an extra game. We're going to 18, and that's what's going to happen.
Plus, the other point is if you're going to move it from April to late June, early July, you just start training camp. Don't have the OTAs. Just start training camp 2 weeks earlier. That's all.
Right.
I like it. Washington, the Washington football team, the Washington, whatever they are now, I can't remember. Washington
Commanders.
Well, let me tell you why I'm confused.
Let
me tell you why I'm confused about the name. Washington is discussing a possible name change. We just had the name change in 2022, by the way.
They should have just kept it the Washington football team. They should have just kept that.
What was wrong with that?
Marjorie Harris, co-owner, was asked Wednesday after a Washington Post poll indicated most D.C. area sports fans said they either dislike or hate the Commanders' name. Everybody has an opinion about the name, some good, some bad, some in the middle. And I think that we have a lot of work to do. And so that name issue is going to be on the side for now until we can get things going. Guys, the name change, are we really
people didn't want the Redskins because it offended certain people. So now you change to the football team. I'm with Johnny. Just leave it the football team. Don't keep
should have left it the football team.
Yeah, they should have left the football team.
The Indians changed it to the Guardians. Fine. Leave it like that. Don't 3 years later go out and say, all right, we want to change the name. We're going to put a poll out there. You tell us what you want, and we're going to do it. Come on.
Yeah. I completely agree. All right, last one for you boys. Reliever Jorge Lopez was ejected from the game for arguing a check swing call and then threw his glove into the stands in frustration in an ugly scene. After the game, Lopez told reporters that I think I've been on the worst team that is possibly in the whole effing MLB. Lopez later clarified.
Yes, okay. I want to make sure you
clarified his comments. Saying he meant what he said. He's been the worst teammate, but the damage was done. We know he's got some stuff going on at home, but I was curious what your guys' thoughts was on this. I just think it's kind of unacceptable, really.
Yeah, so he's actually getting removed. He's DFA'd now, but the thing's going at home. His son is got cancer or something like that. So you feel bad for the guy having a bad year. Going through that, I mean, it'd be hard for us to go to work every day if our kid was sick. So you know what I mean.
That makes it even worse that they cut him right afterward. You know what I'm saying? Not even trying to you know what I'm saying? I don't know, give him some treatment or something, give him some time off, maybe give him a leave of absence so that he can handle his problems. He can handle, you know what I'm saying, deal with what's going on at home. It's such a Mets thing, bro. The whole situation is such a Mets thing, bro.
If I'm the owner of the Mets, I pull the guy up to my office and say, do you need some time off before he goes out and pitches another inning?
Right.
If you need we're willing to give you whatever you need because it's family. So
it's true. It's true.
He's going to get picked up by somebody else, obviously. I mean, he's not just going to go away. Somebody's going to pick him up. He'll land on his feet just fine, whether it be this year, next year, whatever. But he's got to take care of his,
Plenty of teams need pitchers out there.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of
the Cubs need fucking relievers like everybody. We'll go ahead and we'll bring in our super duper Tanner D as we get ready to do our MLB power rankings. We are now month 2 of base. So we are going to do our MLB power rankings. We'll start off at number 10. Off with you, my friend.
Number 10. A little demotion since last time we talked, but the Milwaukee Brewers hits at 10. A little inconsistent on the pitching side. Still trying to figure out with some young pitchers. Had some injuries happen. But overall, they seem to be in the series for the most part, and a lot of them. Just got off a 5-game series with the Cubbies and won that one. So I'd have to say Milwaukee, still sitting in first place in that division, has to be number 10. Has to be in the top 10, is number 10 for me.
Johnny, I got them a little higher than 10.
I'm about to say, I got Milwaukee a little higher than that. I got Seattle
I
just barely cracking the top 10.
My horrible self-confidence was waning. I was like, what have I done? Like,
I got that 10 because he's biased for the, doesn't want to give him too much love.
Well,
you don't want to give him too much hate.
I see biased or something. New York radio camera angle here. You know what I fucking hate? I fucking hate the Mets. I hate them. Every time
Johnny,
I
got the Mariners.
I got Seattle at 10. I mean, for the most part, most of the league is about 500 the last 10 games. They're 5-5, but they're battling for that division out there right now. So I got Seattle just barely cracking my top 10.
Scott, number 10.
I had the Red Sox last night. They've looked terrible against the Tigers and Orioles. They're out of my top 10. I'm going to agree with Johnny. I'm going to go Seattle. You're a division leader. You're a couple of games up on the Rangers and the Astros and stuff like that. Their pitching staff is going to hold them in. I think they're going to be in it for much of the season. They're in the AL West. The AL West is terrible right now. So Seattle's 10.
Yeah, they're the only team over 500 in the West, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have the Red Sox at 10 just because when you look them up and you see the injury list and somehow they still sit at .500, it's crazy to me. But I still think they're going to pull out of it, and I'm not going to keep them out of the top 10 just yet. Now we have a couple more performances like that, then maybe I'll kick them out. But I'm going to keep them at number 10.
I think the Mexican food vendor is pitching tonight for the Red Sox, by the way.
You want? I'll trade for that. You want Tristan McKenzie?
This hurts me to say with every fiber in my fucking body.
Say it. Oh God, he's gonna say it. Oh, God bless him.
10 team is none other than the St. Louis Cardinals. They've won 12 out of their last 14.
He said the magic word.
12 out of their last 14, 8 of their last 10. They've been the hottest team in baseball pretty much the last 2 weeks.
Ooh.
I fucking hate it. Everybody knows I hate it. They're in second place.
500 team at number 10.
I was about to say, you got a 500 team at number 10.
They're 500, but
no, I hear
they're playing the best baseball. They're playing they had a shitty month of April.
I give you that.
But they've been the best team in May.
Overall teams, not the top 10 of the last
right
weeks.
Now, I would tell you that they're one of the top 10 teams.
They are not the top 10, dude.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The Cardinals, number 10. They're better than the Mariners. If they played right now, they would beat the Mariners.
Woo.
A lot of teams would.
Exactly.
I would.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
Damn. Withdrawn, Your Honor. Your witness.
Okay. Sam, we'll go to you, number 9.
Seattle Mariners. I've never seen a team stay so average and lead the division. It's
what's
amazing.
funny? I said that the Cardinals would beat the Mariners, but I just realized I got the Mariners at 9, so what the fuck do I know?
They have a pretty good rotation in Seattle, but they're leading that division. And hey, get it done any way you can. Seattle Mariners are my number 9.
Scott,
Jesus.
The Minnesota Twins are my number 9. They had a long winning streak of like 12 to 14 games, and I wanted to see how they came out of that winning streak, and they've come out of it okay.
I'm their daddy.
They're a team. These next two teams don't have a guy in the top 20 to 25 of stats.
Oh, God, I would put the Cardinals in the top 10 now. I'm really –
Yeah, I know. You're in trouble now. The Twins, along with my next team, don't have a guy basically in the top 25.
Nick Allen and I meet at the coffee shop every Wednesday.
They're just doing enough to win games and to stay in the wild card and the division race. So the Twins are my number 9.
Boo.
John?
Yeah, I'm actually right there with Scott. I got Minnesota at number 9. Like you mentioned, a nice long winning streak, 7-3 in the last 10. You know what I'm saying? They got a rough road ahead. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thunk it? With the AL Central having 3 good teams, but They're looking up at Kansas City and Cleveland, but Minnesota's playing really good baseball right now. So yeah, I got them at number 9.
Tanner?
Number 9 here, I actually have the San Diego Padres. It's a weird team. I don't get it. It's so weird, but they're definitely better than St. Louis. But they're just like a weird.
They're one
game better.
I'm sorry. They're 5-5 for the last 20. So I don't want to say that they're the best team in the last 2 weeks, but overall, I still think they're a top 10 team. They're
one game better, and you're mouthing me about the Cardinals.
The Cardinals are minus 35 differential.
You were the petty on the petty trade too. This is terrific. Look at the boy.
Differential. They ain't nothing
because they had a bad first month. Look at the last recency.
Horrible first month. Here,
They
Cardinals.
did.
Go ahead. Where's Grisham? Let's get him in.
It's in the eyes.
I love it.
Why am I defending? Bring it. All the people on this panel, I'm defending the
bring it, Tanner.
I know. I got the Mariners. For all reasons, everybody already said the Mariners. Scott, we'll go to you.
Nick's reasoning for the Cardinals beating the Mariners, it's out the window now because he's got Seattle at 9 and St. Louis.
I did. I said it.
My number 8, as I just alluded to with the Twins, is the Brewers. And they're a team that's doing just enough to win that division. That division's been horrible so far. The Cubs have not done what we all thought they were going to do at the beginning of the season. The Reds
stinks right now.
Their bullpen's terrible. The Reds are not playing good baseball right now. The Pirates did what the Pirates do. Start out great and then fall to the bottom, so to speak. So the Brewers, they're pitching well enough. They're hitting just enough to win games. They're doing just enough. And in that division, that's probably going to be enough to win it. So the Brewers are my number 8.
Hey,
Johnny, you're number 8?
Real quick here. I miscounted. Yeah, I put 8 twice on here. Can I take the Mariners out of this, or Padres out of this, and put the Mariners at 9? That'd be great.
Yeah, I guess. But Nick
Mariners at 9.
His hammer.
I had 8 twice on here. I'm like, why do I have
there are rules?
Yeah.
You could
have
a tie for 8th.
Nah, they ain't a tie.
I got the ATL. I got the ATL at number 8. 5-5 in their last 10. You know what I'm saying? They're falling. They're 6.5 behind Philly right now, and it's just not. They lost Ozuna. To the elbow injury. They just lost their starting pitcher a couple weeks ago or something. So they're just. I don't know, man. I feel for Jonathan and his Atlanta Braves, but I got Atlanta at number 8 right now.
Do you guys know where Jonathan put the Braves in the power rankings last night?
He put them at 10. He put them at 10.
Yeah, 10 told me 10. Yeah.
I mean, at least he's being real about it.
He's
true, man.
Absolutely real about it. He's not happy right now. So,
Tanner, who you got?
Number 8 is hang on.
The St. Louis Cardinals.
The San Diego Padres.
Number 8 is the Minnesota Twins. Look, they're around in there. They just took care of the Royals. They didn't win the series, or they won the series. They didn't get the sweep. But the Twins are in at number 8. I mean, we might have 3 AL West teams in this one, so it's gonna be weird to have, or Central in this one. It might be weird. So give me the Twins at 8.
Okay. Who you got at 8?
I have the Milwaukee Brewers for the same reason Scott says. My favorite stat about the Milwaukee Brewers at 8, 8 different players with at least 5 home runs. That's pretty damn impressive. I can't look past that. So I have that. I have the
hitting coach in Milwaukee. Do anybody know who the hitting coach is?
I hear he doping.
I don't know anything, dude.
He's doping. They're all going to have asterisks by their name by the end of it.
He's got them hitting really good. I can tell you that.
Asterisks as far as the eye can see.
My number 8 team is the Braves. 31-23. They have 4-6 in their last 10. They're falling apart a little bit here. So the Braves are number 8. Tanner, we'll go to you. Number 7.
Number 7, it's the Kansas City Royals, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas City Royals have stayed in the top 10 we're in the end of May, had the best ever record of Royals history of May this year. So they're continuing to roll. Lugo leads the way in ERA. Perez leads the way in batting average. Like, we're talking about Royals leading the batting average. Wabi Witt's 4th best here. We talked about them Foons a little bit yesterday. This team's phenomenal.
Out of nowhere too.
Pitching has changed. I mean, changed just tremendously there. And you can see with the offense continuing to do what they did last year, even better this year. And with the pitching, having some confidence, go up there saying, I don't have to sit here and shut these guys out. I can allow 2 or 3 runs and we will still possibly come back. So they got a closer now, MacArthur. It's all looking good. I'd say the Royals at 7 because they're consistently winning series for the most part. So
I'll see you soon.
Number 7.
You will.
Was that me? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear you either.
Sam. I said Sam, but he was talking.
Okay.
Whoa. Listen, Cardinals fan, take it easy. All right.
Sam's getting Titans at 7, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
Number 7, I have the Atlanta Braves. I wanted to kind of put them at 8. I don't know. They have so much talent on that team. And maybe I'll regret this later, but when we do this again, I wouldn't surprise me if they're higher or lower, but I have the Braves at 7.
Well, yeah, they're probably going to be higher or lower.
Yeah.
Next time.
What I'm saying, Tanner, you know what? Go root for
They might go up and they might go down.
Who knows?
Tanner came on the second half of the show and showed violence.
Who's this guy? What the hell? I was so happy to have you back too. I thought Johnny was my enemy. No.
Scott, who's your number 7?
It's the Braves. They lost again to Washington tonight, 3-1. They got swept by the Nationals at home. I don't think that they got enough on it. As strange as it sounds, their offense has been terrible. Their pitch has been great. Chris Sale's been a revelation for them. Their offense has just not been that great lately, and that's gonna the division. I think is the Phillies all day, every day. So I think the Braves are gonna have to get the wild card, and they're gonna struggle to get the wild card. It looks like the Acuna injury might be bigger than all of us think. It could cost them a lot. So Braves are number 7.
Yeah, that was.
I think, even though I'll say this, the last time he was out, they won the World Series. So
they did. They did, but I think they had a better team.
Healthier. The pitchers,
get out of here, Alan. You don't want none of this smoke. Get out of here, man. You're doing no good.
You don't want no
there.
part of this shit, Dewey.
Yeah,
Johnny, you're number 7.
I do.
My number 7 is Milwaukee. I got a little more love for them apparently than Tanner does, or at least Tanner wants to admit.
It's because his younger brother used to beat him up when he was a kid.
10 used to. They're 10 games over 500. They got total control of that division. I know it's not the greatest of divisions, but except for St. Louis, who's on a massive run, according to Nick. But I like Milwaukee. Sam mentioned it about all the guys you say with at least 5 home runs. I like what Milwaukee's doing, and even without Craig Counsell, they just keep it moving, bro. So Milwaukee, props to them. I got Milwaukee at number 7.
Yeah, Johnny. Even though you insulted me, I fucking agree with you.
That's my feelings.
Tanner's rubbing off on everybody, boy.
Yeah, he chose violence.
Come on,
I have them at 7. I have them at 7. The Brewers at 7 as well.
Yeah.
Scott, we'll go to you. Number 6.
This is going to be a surprise to everybody. The Dodgers are my number 6.
Wow.
And here's the reason why. 3 or 4 guys are carrying that team right now. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei, and Max Muncy or Will Smith, whoever, or Teoscar Hernandez, whoever you want to put in there. The pitching staff is Tyler Glasnow and what? There's so many question marks on that team right now. The pitching staff's terrible. There's no Kershaw. Buehler's coming back. James Paxton, who they signed in the offseason, is going 3 innings a start. That's taxing the bullpen. As they come down the end of the season, their bullpen's going to be overtired, overworked. their offense after those top four is not very good, to be honest with you. So I have a lot of questions on the Dodgers. I think there's many, many questions, even though they signed Shohei in the offseason, which should have alleviated some of the questions. It hasn't. It's just created new questions. Tyler Glasnow's not a number one starter. I don't care what you say. In my so,
no. I'm with Scott. I got the Dodgers also at number 6, 5-5 in their last 10. Allen just put it up there. They just got swept by the Reds. And I'm with you, Scott. You know, Mookie, Freeman, and Ohtani is basically their offense. And they're pitching. I like Tyler Glasnow, though. If he's healthy, he's got number one stuff. If he's healthy, he's got number one stuff. Yamamoto has good start here, bad start, but we'll see what happens. They're gonna wind up having to make a move for an arm if they're gonna compete. But that division, even though Tanner likes San Diego, I got to see them up close against the Yankees, and the Yankees basically just gave them that last game. Otherwise, they would have swept them. Yeah. So I'm not too big on San Diego, but yeah, I got the Dodgers at number 6.
Tanner?
Number 6 for me is the Cleveland Indians. It's just a team that seems to be winning through.
You are
74 differential.
Such a turd.
They're 8 thirds the last 20. They seem to get stuff done, but they're also in the AL Central, and they haven't. I mean, you haven't played really much anybody. Like you played a few teams, but not anybody. So I'm giving me the Cleveland Indians a.
I can't wait till we play.
6th ranking.
I can't wait till we play.
A 6th ranking. Because I still think there's better teams ahead of you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sam, you're number 16.
So it's violence then, Tanner. Very well.
Yes.
So it's treason then. Draw your sword. Kansas City Royals is the one I got here. I don't want to put them there anymore because Tanner's big poo-poo head, but I'm going to keep them there. But with all joking aside, he's right. Bobby Witt Jr., Lugo, all those guys, even guys like Alec Marsh and Wacha, everybody's contributing to that team being great. So, I mean, they're just great. They're probably going to be lower next week.
My number 6 team is Sam. I agree with you. It's the best team in the state of Missouri, and that's the Kansas City Royals. 35-23. Run differential plus 80. Bobby Witt. I mean, they paid that kid money, and he has been worth every penny of it.
Every last one.
I remember we asked. I said, "Why is Bobby this deal?" And by God, it's because he saw the writing on the wall that they could win. And so I got the Royals at 6. Sam, we'll go to you. Your number 5 team.
Number 5, I have the Orioles. They're getting this Gunnar Henderson person is ridiculous. But my favorite person on that team is, I think it's the catcher, is Adley Rutschman, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He's an absolute or whatever. I mean, this is one of the teams I chose that was originally going to go against the Braves in the World Series. So not surprising. Orioles are just fantastic. I love them.
Scott?
My 5 is Kansas City Royals. Great young team. Bobby, 5, Top 5. Bobby Witt Jr. is the guy that makes the engine go for that team. He steals bases, hits with power, hits to all fields. Pitching staff, Seth Lugo is 8-1 right now. Phenomenal pickup for them. Cole Reagan's is 2nd in the AL in strikeouts. In their offense, not only is Bobby Witt, Sal Perez is batting 320 plus, Pasquantino, all these guys are really performing for them. And I think the Royals are going to be a threat to win that division this year. So Royals are at 5 for me.
Johnny?
I'm right there with Scott. Apparently, the fax machine is working at the old folks' home. He got a copy of my top 10. Read most of the show, but I love Kansas.
Get off the line. Get off the line.
The whole on the side of the paper.
If Bobby Witt, if he keeps this pace, dude, he's an MVP candidate. Like he is having a great season. Yes, if you guys win a division, if you win a division, or you say no to Allen, if you win a division and Bobby Witt keeps up with these numbers, he's an MVP candidate, bro. He's fun to watch. He's a good ball player. 12 games over 500.
He's not going to win MVP because there's a certain guy in New York that's going to win it.
Yeah, probably. But I think he should be in the conversation if he can continue this all season, man. And again,
he needs to be in MVP conversation. He still has to be the best on his team still. Because right now Perez is the better person, like better player. He has better stats overall. I think you can be MVP. You got to beat Perez first. And then you can look at the MVP.
I don't know because I mean
you can't be third and be an MVP, right? Or second.
Well, I mean, if you're
that's like the Cardinals being a top 10 team after May.
I think
they are a top 10 team.
Other guys may be putting up better stats in certain categories, Tanner. But
average, home runs.
He's the dude on that team. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
he's their most valuable player.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I like Bobby. I like Bobby Witt a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You better enjoy him before he gets to the Yankees. But
no, we already signed him.
I'm kidding. No, but I like Kansas City, man. I got more love for them apparently than Tanner does. I got them at 5.
Yeah, we all got the Royals higher than you, Tanner. What's your number?
Like, I'm surprised you ain't got more love for your Royals, bro.
Bro. No love for his brother or the
right.
So Johnny, by the way, Bobby Witt won't go anywhere because the Royals want to put a new stadium somewhere. So that's their leverage. They lose their leverage.
Yeah.
You might as well call them
that was a total joke because we used to take all of your guys back in the day. So
I know.
That was just one of those. No, but I like your team, man. If Cleveland slips up at all, Kansas City is snagging that division.
You shush that. Not going to slip up. How dare you?
What's your number 5 team, Tanner?
Number 5 team. We'll put a respect on it, guys. This is a team that's held the number 1 title for a while. Let them figure out kind of what's going on. I don't think they necessarily got to be out of the top 10 or even past the top 5. I think number 5 is Atlanta Braves. Yes, Acuna went out. They're struggling right now, which I had imagined they would right off the bat. I still have some hope for them because they are a young team. They still have a lot of organizational talent that they can bring up, and I guarantee they're going to get something figured out. I consider them at 5 because, like Sam said, they can go up and they can go down. So we don't know where they're going to go yet. But the Braves, if anybody on this list here could lose their number 1 player and still be playoff hopeful,
it would be them.
Top 5 hopeful. Yeah. It's the Atlanta freaking Braves. So I'm putting respect on it. I'm gonna leave them at 5, and we're gonna see what happens next month.
Tanner,
my number.
They could go higher. They could go lower next month.
That's right.
So.
They could go higher. Sam, Mr. First Downs, he quoted that. So
all right.
Put it on.
Go down. Yogiism. That one right there, bro.
I think you go up or they could go down.
I feel like we're having an Iron Man and Captain America moment here.
Tanner does.
They could go up.
I'm gonna wait till
she
Tanner
could go up or
does
she
his
could go
show.
down, Sam.
I'm gonna wait till Tanner does his show and just come in and just shoot on him. I'm gonna be like, I got you for 3 minutes in hell in the cell. Prepare yourself.
You could go up or you could go down in those 3 minutes.
Hey, we're not doing the Levis jokes yet. I keep telling you that. You keep jumping the gun.
My number 5 team is the Baltimore Orioles. The team I picked to go to the World Series as well. 35-19. They are 6-4, second in the American League East. Run differential plus 69. So I got the O's at number 5.
Nice.
So Tanner will go with you.
Nick got to bring that run differential up for a reason.
Hey,
so
I'm just about to as well because number 4 is the Orioles for me, and it's all because of that plus 69 right there, and that they're second place. So it's a nice.
69. I told you no Levis jokes. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's a nice run differential there, but like for real though, like Baltimore's just fine. The Yankees are playing out of their minds. They really are.
Be safe,
right
Alan.
They're meshing right now, which is what the Yankees haven't done for the last 10 years, Johnny, with big talent. So they seem to be really for the most part, meshing out there in New York. So I think Baltimore sits here in second place, still in the wild card, top of the wild card, and it's a team that's going to be safe, I think, going through the year. As long as there's no big injuries here, pitching's figuring it out. They're going to be fine. Baltimore, 6-9, nice run differential. Number 4.
Sam, number 4.
Number 4 is my Cleveland Guardians. It's really funny when you look up stuff. People talk about the bullpen and stuff like that. Obviously, haven't seen Tristan McKenzie pitch or Carrasco. It's everybody talks about Jose Ramirez and stuff like that. But like I was telling Scott earlier and whatever, Josh Naylor has done an incredible job right behind Ramirez, and then Fry behind him has done an incredible job as well. This team's strength is not really the bullpen like a lot of people think. This team's strength is getting on base and waiting for somebody to hit them home. That's how they work. That's how they operate. And I got to hand it, if this keeps up, Stephen Vogt's going to get a lot of nods for Coach of the Year. He has done a terrific job. They steal bases all the time. They play aggressive. I love it. And it's such a like Kansas City Royals. It's such an out of nowhere thing that I don't think any of us saw that this was going to happen. So my Guardians at 37-19 are at number 4 for me.
Scott, number 4.
First of all, be safe, Alan. I know Oklahoma's going through weather like crazy.
Nuts.
Number 2, do we have the Buffoon and Bodkins old music track? You know, that porn music from the 70s?
Actually, I know where that is at on YouTube Music. I've gone by it multiple times.
Oh, sure. YouTube Music. Yeah. Because out of your private collection.
My number 3 and 4 are very close. My number 4 is the Orioles. One reason is because of the plus 69 run differential that we've all talked about. Number 2, the reason why the Orioles are 4 and not 3 for me is because their bullpen has blown several games, and Craig Kimbrell has not been the answer at closer that they had hoped he was going to be. Offensively, I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be a staple in the top 3 or 4 all year long. But I just have a lot of questions about whether that bullpen can, stave off bad performances and start to get it together solidly. And that's a huge thing going into the playoffs is you need your bullpen, your back end to be shut down, locked down in the 8th and 9th inning. And right now, Baltimore has not been. So,
Johnny, your number 14.
Once again, Scott has the same exact thing I do. I got Baltimore at number 4, 35-19. The other thing about their record is even though they're a game and a half behind the Yankees, who are hot, they have the exact same number of losses. So Baltimore is still playing good baseball. I'm with you, though, about the end of their bullpen. They're going to have to probably try to shore that up come trade deadline. But they got such good young talent, and that's the one thing that worries me. And I love the way the Yankees are meshing. Most of their players are still a little bit on the older side. So can they keep it going for the whole season like Baltimore's young players probably can, and they did last year. So I got Baltimore at number 4, 6-4 in their last 10, and then I think their run differential is like plus 69 or something. So
something like that,
something like that. So yeah, I like Baltimore a lot. I got them at number 4, man. They're a really good team.
Nick, did you mention in run differential by any chance?
Yeah, plus 69.
The Orioles. Oh, you did. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
It was nice.
Tanner, you did too, right?
Yeah, it was nice.
Sam, how about you? Did you bring up a run differential?
No, I did not.
Oh, that's rude. That wasn't nice.
Hey, the Orioles were your number 4, Tanner, right?
Begat shit, Tanner.
Yeah.
Right.
My number 4 team is none other than Sam's Guardians. 8-2 in their last 10. In that tough AL Central. I got the Guardians at 4. Scott, we'll go to you. Beautiful. Who's your number 3 team?
Nick, you're a good man. I don't care what.
First of all, by the way, Johnny, we don't have a fax machine at the home. We have a mimeograph machine. That's how we get all the stuff out. My number 3 is Sam's Guardians.
Hello, Dansbury. Flash. I know bulletin.
My number 3 is Sam's Guardians. Phenomenal performance up through the first 56, 57 games. Bullpen has been solid. Class A in the back end is a top 2 or 3 closer. Offensively, teams keep pitching to Jose Ramirez. Stop pitching to Jose Ramirez. Let Josh Naylor try to beat you. Stop. Jose Ramirez is on MVP level right now. Talking about Bobby Witt MVP. Jose Ramirez got 16 home runs. You know, he's got like 46, 47 runs batted in. He's batting like 260, 270. That'll come up. He's the engine that stirs, that makes that car drive, so to speak. So between Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez, and if they can have a couple other guys in that lineup come up, they could be a threat in the AL. But that pitching staff has to get better. You know, I agree. Sam's Tristan McKenzie is got to get that. Stop with the walks. Stop with the short outings. You got to go 6 or 7 every time out.
It's like every time too. Every freaking time.
John, your number 3 team.
Take a guess who my number 3 team is.
It's gonna be the Guardians.
It's the Cleveland Guardians, of course. Like Scott. So no, they're 8-2 in their last 10. Leading that division that has 3 teams with 30+ wins already. Cleveland's playing well. Yeah, they got to shore up a couple of things here and there. They're going to be battling for that division all year probably, but I like what the Guardians have done so far. I got them at number 3, man. You got to put some respect on them. They're leading their division.
Put some respect on that name.
We have ponies in the back of the retirement home. We run Pony Express out of retirement. So.
The original Western Union.
Doc goes quiet. My stories are on. It's like Elliot Ness and his men speed told Capone's hideout.
Danny, your number 3 team.
Number 3 team is the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers are my 3 team here. Look, 82 run differential. I don't care what you're losing to right now, because 82 run differential means you're still pitching at a pretty good rate, and you're also scoring some points, right? Scoring some runs. 288 runs scored. Yeah, I think you're one of the top 3 teams if you're sitting here doing that. So, look, Dodgers, again, one of those teams that's probably going to be hovering right around that 3-4 mark for me probably throughout the year, and they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They'll be figured out. They'll probably, hopefully, they'll be a 1 seed again going into the playoffs, so I can watch them lose again. So, or 2 seed even. Like, I want them to be 1 or 2 in the end. So, because I want to see them lose in the playoffs. So I think they're gonna hover about 3, and then they'll finish it up at the end like they always do. So
Tanner, I had that run differential.
I'm right there with you, Tanner. I have the Dodgers at number 3. I mean, you guys can say, "Oh, they only got 3 guys that hit the damn ball." Well, guess what?
I have the Dodgers at number 3 as well.
At plus 82. Like, you know what? Those 3 guys are the best 3, some of the best players in all of baseball. So when your record's 36-22, your run differentials plus 82. Yeah, I think you're being all right. I got the Dodgers at number 3.
We forgot
Johnny,
Sam.
You got it.
Did we get Sam at 3?
No, you did. Yeah, that's why I was like, it's okay. It was the Dodgers as well. So they need to get some guys back. But
I think their run differential is pretty high, Sam.
Yeah, I think so too.
Up or down on this list.
82, but it might go up or down as next time.
It's not
could go up or down.
Okay. All right. You know what? You all just made the list.
Johnny, Scott cheated off of you. Sam cheated off of me. So, but we'll go to you, Johnny, this time for your number.
I got my Yankees at number 2. Tanner mentioned it, earlier. They're measured pretty well. They're playing pretty well. That combination of Soto with Judge behind him. Judge is getting hot right now. Their pitching is surprisingly well, considering Garrett Cole has been out all year, but Luis Gil, the rookie, has been pitching phenomenal. They're hitting well, clutch. Verdugo was a big pickup. I mentioned on shows before, they needed some grittiness, some toughness to them. And I think Verdugo, Soto were exactly what they needed on this team. They're playing good baseball. They had a fairly good West Coast trip. They're still playing right now on the West Coast. I believe they're in San Francisco tonight.
Are they in San Francisco, or are they with, I guess, the Angels again? They finish up with the Angels.
Angels.
Actually, yes. They finish up with the Angels tonight, and then then they're in San Francisco tomorrow. But yeah, I got the Yankees at number 2.
Those poor Angels.
Lucas, real quick, before we get to your number 2, Tanner. Lucas not even playing in the fourth quarter. That's how big of a blowout this game is. He got the
25-point lead. Wow.
Yeah.
Is he
Luka don't even have his jersey on.
Minnesota forgot how to win at home. They forgot how to win at home. That's the whole key to the series.
How to win, Scott.
Dude, and Dallas is playing defense, bro. Like who would have thunk it that Dallas would play defense, bro? But they're playing defense.
I said yesterday the buffoons. Boston better be ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Boston better be ready.
Yeah. I agree. I picked
them. But Tanner, you're
number 2. I'm right there with Johnny. Yankees. Look, you have a 92 run differential, and you haven't even allowed 100. Well, you might have now, but you're just now allowing 180 runs allowed. That's phenomenal. Not only pitching staff, but the defensive side of the ball, but also the run scored at 271. That means you're giving your pitchers rest. You're leaving. You're not leaving guys on base. If you're sitting at a 92 with a 271 runs scored here, and you're not even allowing 200 runs allowed by now.
I'm about to check back in.
It's amazing to me. But again, like we haven't seen for the last 10 years, is big names mesh over there in New York. And right now, Juan Soto looks like exactly what we expect to see, what we thought we were going to see the last 2 years in San Diego. And now he's playing phenomenally. And you have other guys out there that are doing right where they should be. I don't see anything like I have seen for the Yankees in past years. And that's what I love seeing it here. That's why they're my number 2 team here. I mean, 179. That's insane. That's stupid for runs allowed.
Yeah. And for the
offensive game, man. An offensive game. It is.
Yeah. And Yankee fans out there that were trying to, we gave up so much for what Juan Soto's a different dude, yo. Yeah. He's a generational talent, bro.
I'm a Yankee hater. And I'll give him credit right now. That's phenomenal.
They are so much fun to watch, man. Finally, because it's been hard to watch. Seriously, man. Like everything was home run, strikeout, or walk for the last 10 years. Now they actually put the ball in play. They steal bases. You know what I'm saying? He's a phenomenal hitter. Judges getting hot, and again, they're pitching without Garrett Cole, and he's ramping up and getting ready to come back soon. So they have an opportunity to get a little better here, which I don't want to jinx it, but I got them at number 2. I'm with you, Tanner.
Sam, your number 2 team.
New York Yankees as well. All the same reasons everybody's talking about Soto, all that stuff. I'm also like a huge fan of Clark Schmid. I think he's terrific. He goes out to
Schmidt. Just so you know.
Okay. Whoa. Take it easy.
Okay. I just don't want you to mistakenly. I just don't want you to mistakenly say that in front of a bunch of people and then say it wrong.
I didn't know I was going to deal with Brooklyn John.
I was trying to tell you on the down low.
Okay, all right. It's Schmidt, Sam. Schmidt. Anyway, so
not Schmidt,
like Mike Schmidt.
It's not how it's spelled, Johnny. Anyway, all the same reasons you guys are talking about. The Yankees, 38-19, good stuff.
Yeah. Scott,
I got the Yankees at 2, and everything everybody said, but I'll add on to this: the Yankees will make the biggest trade at midseason. Garrett Cole comes back. It's the biggest trade any team could ever make.
Yeah.
To get a number 1 stud starter back in your rotation. So the Yankees are a threat to win the World Series this year.
You're going to have to take a shower, aren't you? Yeah, that's nasty.
I definitely am. You won't hear this on Rivalry renewed tomorrow night with the old timers.
I'm right there with you. That's a consensus number 2. The Yankees are 18 at my number 2. They're 18-8 at home. And Soto is everything is advertised, as we've said. This guy's putting up numbers that A-Rod and put up, like guys who are MVP. He's the MVP of baseball right now. The first 2 months in is Juan Soto. He's everything, and by God, he's about a huge payday. at the end of this year.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, they might as well just add a couple zeros. Whatever they think, add a couple more zeros on what that. What his
He'll go
contract's
to
gonna
anybody.
be.
Whoever pays them the most, he'll go. So
Yeah.
Which is scary when you got Cohen as the Mets owner.
Yeah.
It is.
So
I hope not, man. I hope not.
MVP to that already. He's already been a World Series MVP, wasn't it? Right? When the Nationals, he was World Series MVP.
I believe so. Yeah. Because Bryce Harper was already gone, so I believe it was.
Yeah.
It was either him
So
or,
now got the Yankees
or Rodon
at number 2.
Yeah, it could have been. No, I think it was Soto, Johnny.
I think it was Soto. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I just remember it's because Joe Buck every time he did something, took a leak.
No,
Joe Buck's like, my God, this kid's only 19 years old.
Your 2019 World Series MVP was nothing other than Steven Strasburg.
Strasburg.
I was thinking it could have been Strasburg or Soto.
Yeah, it was Strasburg.
Yeah, and his career ended right after that.
Yep.
That goes it. Hey, at least he went out with a chip.
Thanks for the
Are
help.
we all in consensus then? The number 1 team right now, I believe, is the Philadelphia Phillies.
Philly.
No, I thought we were gonna have different for some reason.
No,
no,
I'm not. I'm not going with the crew. My number 1 team is the Chicago White Sox. You got everybody.
That's what I was talking about, dude. Look at them. They're 1-9, one of the hottest teams in baseball, and I think they got a chance to really turn the scene around.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody in the AL Central better watch out because the White Sox are coming back.
Hey,
my number 1 is the St. Louis Cardinals. They're on a tear.
You're in trouble for whoever you're facing. So
they're hotter than the St. Louis Cardinals right now. To be honest.
Wow, that's hot. I tell you what, that's hot. That's steaming. Woo!
We all got the Phillies.
I think the Phillies are the most enjoyable team to watch, and also probably the most hated for most. But I enjoy watching the highlights of the Phillies. I enjoy when they're on and I get the chance to watch them. It's just fun. It just seems fun to me to watch.
I love watching Suarez pitch personally. He's terrific.
Yeah. Nola's a really good. Nola's a really good pitcher. To have Kyle Schwarber as your leadoff hitter is insane.
No, it's
not. But it's where I'm just saying, like traditionally, that's not your traditional leadoff hitter. But I love the way the game is turning. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to go back to stealing bases, hitting runs, making contact. You know what I'm saying? I love this brand of baseball, man. It's so much more fun, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean the A's.
The Phillies are doing right now what we thought the Braves were going to do this year.
Yeah.
Dominate. Yeah.
All right. Well, Sam, Scott.
Hey, that's our show for tonight, folks.
Thank you for coming out.
God bless you. Dirty jokes.
Peace, everybody. Good night.
We got some. Sam's got the best of the mixtape jokes. Give it to us, Sam.
Gentlemen, I have stared into the abyss of Twitter and I've laughed my ass off. There's some really funny people out there. And if you're still in chat or whatever and want to jump in on this, go right ahead. I only picked
Did you stand into Twitter? Is that why you laughed your ass off?
Yeah, because all you had to do was look up Will Levis's trending, and there it was, just staring you right in the face. It was glorious. All right. I don't have these in any particular order, okay? I hope he can carry the load better than he did in that video. That was one. He loves to go deep in this situation.
Oh, God. God.
Levis can fit it into tight windows. He doesn't have to force it. The film tells us that much.
Are these Titans fans that are doing this to Will Levis already?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Only year 2.
Look. Hey. You record yourself having sex. This is what happens. Okay.
Hey, it worked out for Kim Kardashian.
I really like this one.
Hey,
hopefully he's okay.
Hopefully
he's okay. Seeing him on his back moaning is something I haven't seen. ... Well. ...
Oh.
I really like that one. Apparently, the pads popping wasn't the only thing getting popped this offseason.
Well, before you go on, Sam, Roger Goodell calls him into his office in Manhattan,
right.
And he says, Will, we've come up with a video that's out there circulating. We're gonna have to watch this, and then you're gonna have to comment on it. Oh, look at this deep moaning. Can you comment on that, Will? What was going on at that time?
Well, I turned her over on her side. And, so I read it in a book my grandpa gave me. Anyway, so that's why he's called Willie Mayonnaise. That was kind of this one's really good too. Levis needs only a couple more inches here to reach the glory land. We got three more. Oh, God. This one's really Levis continues to fling it everywhere, and he doesn't care who's in the way.
Jeez. Oh. God.
Two more.
I'll ask after the two. Go ahead, do the two, and then I'll ask.
He's wincing there. It must have been a bad angle. And last, and certainly not least, he could actually slow down on his release a little bit. Wait till they're wide open.
How many hits has this video got? Do you know?
I have no clue.
It's probably been taken off the internet now. Like,
I would assume so.
One of the runners up was that O-line formed around him the way like Sheila Dudley Slips did.
Oh my God! What the hell was he thinking? What were you thinking?
I don't know. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, don't record yourself having sex.
No,
it's always going to get out there. It's always going to get out there.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, from the article I read, somebody hacked his phone and they were going through videos and they found that jewel, and I was like, bad move, bro. That's your ex too.
Oh shit. Well, that's the show.
That's everybody.
We'll go around the room real quick, get our final thoughts. Tanner, any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Yeah, Tanner, you bitch.
Hours.
This has been season 2 premiere of the LTS show.
Season 2 premiere.
Sex jokes.
You see, we're still rolling strong. I love it. You guys are doing a great job too. So, hey, check us out on Basement Brood. We're dropping. I don't remember who the hell we're talking about tomorrow. I haven't downloaded it yet, so I got to edit that tonight. But we're dropping another team preview coming out tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys check out Basement Brew Fantasy Football. We just got done talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys these last 2 episodes. So you know all about the Cowgirls. So that's what it's about. Mikey had some tough take on Dak being MVP. I said Patrick Mahomes is here, by the way. So I don't know what he's talking about. But anyways, check that out. But yeah, Buffoons last night was pretty entertaining as well. We talked about the Negro League stats being within the MLB and our opinions on that as well. So
well done, Alan.
Some of us had other thoughts, but yeah, it was a fun episode. Talked about the playoffs as well, of course, breaking that down for the title that is now coming to fruition. So, but yeah, that's all I really got, guys. Happy continue season 2 here.
Johnny.
Yeah, I'm with 10 on that. You know what I'm saying? Happy anniversary. Excited for a second season of the LTS show. It's been a lot of fun. Honored and blessed to be on here with you guys. Love doing this show.
Real quick.
Looking forward to the next one. Are you?
Did he freeze? Did he freeze?
No,
He got.
I missed
apologies for that. But just happy to be on the show. Happy, looking forward to Monday's show. So
awesome, dude.
Looking forward to that. Appreciate it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Always. Scott?
It's good to be back, first of all. Second of all, Nick will be doing a show from his car next week as a replication of season 1's premiere episode. thank you to everybody for the well wishes all throughout what I just went through and have come through. Looking forward to another great season, and NFL football is getting closer and closer every day, and I can't wait for it. So,
yeah, we'll start breaking down divisions on Thursdays probably in the near future. So,
yeah,
we'll have hopefully bring a guest in.
We could skip the AFC East. There's nothing to talk about.
There's no talking about the West either. So.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about in the West either. So,
Sam, any final thoughts here?
Oh, it's crazy that it's already been a year. To think that my wife was pregnant with Ben when we first started this, and now he's 9 months. It's pretty crazy. I remember the videos where I was literally getting up every 2 seconds and coming back with a bottle or something, falling asleep live on air. Sorry about that, Tanner.
I remember that. Hey, buddy, you can go now.
That was rough, but no, it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great blessing to have in my life, to be honest with you. And I never thought Tanner publicly saying on Twitter, like, I think we have our fourth, and me go, huh? That was ever going to amount to anything. But here I am learning sports with you guys, talking sports with you guys, and hey, man, I just love you guys is all. So I'm happy to start year 2 with you boys. Let's roll.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sam, could you put us in a list of how much where you are, like friend-wise, ranking-wise, so that list we know whether we're going to go up or down.
Sam, quick question before we sign off. Who's locked in the basement right now? Do you have anybody down there?
Well, Tanner doesn't know it, but I'm waiting for him outside. But
I got a lot of work to do tomorrow too.
Hey, real quick before Nick's final thoughts, I got cut off with some stuff earlier, but shout out to Dan for coming up with the idea to put us all together for this show. Forever grateful for him and everything he did, but I love the fact that he put the 5 of us together because this has been quite a joy, for real.
Yep.
Well, I think it was him and Tanner, the brainchild.
Right. Yeah. Of course. And Tanner, props
we were
for
planning
continuing it going and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
We were playing together.
I want to give Dan his love. You know what I'm saying? I miss him for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same. Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. I was trying to get that out earlier, but I was having some technical difficulty.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're good.
The one thing that I said on Johnny, if you remember, one thing I said on our show when we had Dan on is Dan knew who to put together in the show to put them together, and he did a phenomenal job because the 5 of us just mesh really well together. So,
you know who else meshed? Sorry.
and it's only going to get bigger and better with this show.
There it is again.
Good night, everybody. Try the veal.
You're exactly right, Johnny. There is no show without Dan Harris. So every show, we try to carry that as we get into season 2 here. So it's always fun. I'm grateful that you guys allow me to kind of steer this thing around, and so I as well. So nonetheless, which is a fucked up thing to say, that I'm the here's this fucking thing. So
quality host, not quality internet.
Is this the days of
that should be italic.
That's the tagline right there. Quality host, not quality internet.
I really want to watch this.
Nonetheless, please check out Headmakers. Me and Whit put that out last night. Our UFC 302 preview. So please check on Sunday night, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern, with the Vegas Benchwarmers joining me on the Bodkin show as we are kicking off.
Nice.
Year 3 of the Bodkin show as well. So
why do they call themselves the Benchwarmers? Is there a reason why?
The bench is warm, Scott. Jeez.
They ain't getting out there, Scott. They like us.
Watch the show on Sunday and you'll find out.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. Good plug. The rest of us, the LTS show, though, will be back Monday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern with Jim and Jonathan. Jim, will catch us up on all the hockey. And, we Stanley Cup playoffs will be the finals will be about to start, I'm sure. So,
in 2 weeks, watch Johnny from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He will be on remote up in Canada. So
this maple syrup's
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. Season 2, episode 1. We'll see you for episode 2 Monday night. Hit that outro, baby.
Virtual hugs to everybody.
Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly.
You don't look like Roberta Flack, by the way.
His song.
One time.
With his words.
Good time.
Me softly.
One time. Somebody hit the outro.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.